Today we're making a sphere with water droplets on Adobe Illustrator. To start with, I'm going to create 3 layers. And then I'm going to begin with the background. Creating a wall on the floor using the gradient tool. I'm going to take away the stroke on the wall, and then I'm going to multiply it by pressing Alt and then dragging to create the floor. For the floor, I'm going to make it a little lighter. Here's my light source. I'm going to use this for reference when I create my sphere. Once the background is complete, I lock the layer and begin on the sphere. I start by using the ellipse tool to create a circle by clicking and holding Shift at the same time. I then position it to the middle. I then apply a colour gradient and switch it to radial. I then press G to bring up the gradient bar. Moving the gradient to a position that looks the most realistic. Now it's time to draw the shadow. Keeping it in line with the light source. I then change the gradient type to lineal. Both gradient fobs are set to black, and the furthest has an opacity of 0. I then apply a slight Gaussian blur to give it the effect of a shadow. Using the gradient bar to adjust the balance. I then lock the sphere layer once it's completed and begin on the water droplets. To begin with, I create a black oval which I duplicate. I then create a gradient mesh by clicking 2 points on the oval. By clicking Shift, I select all 4 central points and turn the opacity down to 0. I then delete half of the other oval to create highlights in my water droplet. I apply a gradient and change both toggles to white. Using the gradient bar, I position it until the highlight looks realistic. I then duplicate the highlight and apply it to the other side of the oval. The final touch is a shadow, which I position slightly to the left. I then group the droplet by pressing Ctrl G, then expand appearance. I then duplicate the water droplet by clicking and holding Alt at the same time. I then press Command D to repeat the action several times. I then use Transform Each to make the position, size, and orientation random on each water droplet. I place all water droplets within the parameters of the sphere. I then duplicate sections to create small water droplets. To create the side droplets, I make them a little thinner and remove one of the highlights. Now the sphere is finished and it's time to export. If you like, you can bring it into Photoshop and add some colour.